One News has got the closest indication yet that the ferry sinking in Tonga was a disaster waiting to happen.
It's come from the captain of the Princess Ashika, who's talked in a taped interview of his concerns with the ship's seaworthiness. For more on these revelations, we go to our reporter in Nuku'alofa, Paul Hobbs. Paul.
Late this afternoon, we got information that Maka Tuputupu, who's the captain of the Ashika, had just spoken to a Tongan journalist just yesterday about the state of the ill-fated ferry. Now, apparently he's gone to ground, but a short time ago I spoke to the Tongan reporter who interviewed him. The stress, we're told, is too much to bear. This is Maka Tuputupu, the captain of the Princess Ashika, talking to a Tongan journalist and to an opposition MP. Kua Kalea writer Martini Tepu Eluelu says the captain told him that since the ferry's sinking, he's felt under siege.
He was being, in his own term, hunted by the government so that they can sit down together and have a little talk before they go to the inquiry.
The interview with the captain was recorded on this audio tape in Tongan. One News can't independently confirm it's the captain's voice, but the damning revelations that the boat's framework was rusted out and the ship was unseaworthy will be front page in tomorrow's newspaper.
He was given warnings from people that captained the boat in Fiji that there's too much cement in the framework of the vessel.
Tepu Eluelu says the captain stated the government-owned shipping company and the government didn't do their homework on the ferry and knew it was not up to scratch.
He also believed that the Marine Department had the capability to prevent the vessel from operating, but they didn't do that either.
The Ashika's captain was one of 54 who survived the sinking 5 nights ago, apparently telling the newspaper he continued sailing the ship because it was his livelihood. How does he feel now that he captained a vessel he knew was unseaworthy and now all these lives have been lost?
Interesting question. I asked him that specifically. He was quiet for quite some time and then he cried. He told me he will never forget it.
The Ashika's captain is now said to be lying low, too afraid to speak publicly.
So, Paul, what's the reaction from government officials to these allegations?
Now, I've been making calls and leaving messages with the Transport Minister and the manager of the shipping company, and they haven't returned my calls. You may remember from my story last night that the Transport Minister, Paul Corrales, said that he had total faith in the Ashika's seaworthiness. Now, right behind me now, the Tongan Prime Minister is making his first address and press conference to the nation since he returned from the Pacific Forum. He's sure to face some gruelling questions. Now, in another matter, in terms of the search for the ferry today, our divers have had bad weather hampering their search. They were unable to make any search today, and tomorrow they fear the same problems. It could be some days before they can.
Thank you, Paul. Paul Hobbs reporting from Nuku'alofa in Tonga.